I want to add just quickly something to that, Nick, too. People are, watching and listening to this right now. You might think, oh, yeah, I've got a bucket list, but it's actually in your head. What you've got to do is actually write it down.
Mm.
Separate it from your daily to-do list from your bucket list, because your daily to-do list is the one that gets done first priority, right? That's the one we're all worried about. So I want you to separate the two and actually write it down. Put pen to paper. It's a conscious process. So what happens when you put pen to paper, writing goals down, let alone bucket list items, what you're basically doing is typing them into Google. Google is your reticular activating system. What that does is sort and distill the search engine to give you the answers for those search terms. Now, if you put Everest Base Camp, I can guarantee, and you write that down as part of your bucket list, even if you want to do that, I can be guaranteed that the universe, the search engine of the world, your reticular activating system, will sort, generalize, distill. You'll start noticing different conversations. You'll start following different people online. You'll be starting to search more yourself, obviously. You'll start paying attention. And before you know it, the universe will provide the how. So when you're writing, a lot of people don't write goals down in the first place because of fear of failure, fear of disappointment. If I write this down, I don't do it. I don't want to disappoint myself and make a promise that I can't keep. So I'm not even going to write it down.
Sure. Yeah.
So my advice around that, and a lot of people don't write, like they've literally said to me, I don't write goals down because of that. Wow. So someone in their ecosystem has imprinted into them why they can or cannot do something. Their own psychology is getting the better of them. But hear me when I say this. When you're writing goals down, it's so important to only worry about the what and the why, not about the how.
What and the why. Okay.
What and the why. What is it? Why you want to do it? What's your personal reason for wanting to do it? And not worrying about the how. The how overcomplicates, it just complicates the goal. So if I want to climb Mount Everest, for instance, using that analogy, if I start thinking about the how, I'm going to be thinking about every little step, every little, rope pull, or, where the crampons are going to get, every little micro step in that process. And it's just going to overcomplicate it. I'm just going to go nut too hard. I'm not even going to write it down.
I think you
Or
forgot
write
about
running a marathon. You want to
yeah.
write, you want to run a marathon or write a book. These are big tasks. But if you actually think about every little process in the writing, every little bit of the how in the writing of the book, it'll overwhelm you and you won't even write it down in the first place. So just write what the item is, why you personally want to do it, because you'll have a personal reason for doing it. And I always say, give it a rating out of 10. So 10 is like super inspired, super motivated this will be a big regret if I don't do this. 1 to 5, you couldn't really care, take it or leave it, whatever. So the key is to identify your 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s in terms of inspiration level. And then definitely write, because you'll have a big personal why for that.
Yes. Yeah.
And then just let it go. Write it down and just let it go.
Okay.
And see what the universe provides. Before you know it, and by the way, you got to tell enough people too, because those people could be the resources for you to collapse the time frame between where you are and where you want to be. So it's good to tell people you go. One of the best ways to lose weight is actually to publicly announce it on Facebook.
All right.
Because people want to support you. They don't want to pull you down. So I generally feel the world's pretty good and they want to support each other.